that bought and paid for a farm that used to be Stanley's. It's probably 100 acres or something. And he peeled enough bark to buy that farm and pay for it.
Okay, what was this bark that it'd peel? What was...
Black hall. Black hall.
Huh. And what would...
It was made this a medicine or something. You had to sip the bark off.
Oh, okay.
You took it, peel it, and you peel it in strips like this or something, or whatever was good peeling. Then you lay it on the sheet and let it sun dry. And it was dry, then you ship it to this company. It was a medicine or a tonic or something.
And he was going around peeling that off of trees and got enough to buy his farm, huh?
Yeah, the guy, one guy, like I say, he peeled enough trees to buy 100 acres of land and a new house on it.
Wow.
Stanley built it house, and he was there out by my dad and Boston. And after a while, he moved to Hebron, went into the lumber business. There's another thing, there was a lot of stealing going on, stealing somebody else's trees.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
There used to be some people who lived down there, they call Swaffords. There's a big family of them. And I heard later that they had moved to Michigan.
So now you came up here to work on the farm as a kid.
You lost me.
You came up to Michigan to go to work on a...
Let's work on the farms. I worked on the farm and stuff. And later I got into auto specialist. I worked there for like 37 years.
So when you were a kid though, you came up here to work on the farm?
Yeah.
And then did you go back down to Arkansas for the winter?
Yeah.
When did you start doing that?
A long time ago.
A long time ago.
I ain't no fried chicken no more.
Not quite. Not quite. How many years did you go back and forth between Michigan and Arkansas doing?
I don't know.
So when you went back to Arkansas in the winter, then what did you do? Did you just go back to school or did you go to work?
What's work?
What?
Worked at sawmills and stuff like that. We cut down trees and make the log could go to the sawmill, cut into lumber.
Hmm.
You take a carriage, then you put a a log on that, and you zip it off and cut a 1 inch or 4 inch, whatever you wanted to lumber. One before, or two before, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever you wanted. 4x4 was a pretty popular one.
So what made you decide to move to Michigan permanently?
I think the Clark boys, my cousins, their mom and the guy she lived with would come up and rented this house to a guy, and they worked for him on the farm, and you know, I guess they didn't pay no rent around. They just lived in the house and worked for him. I tell you, that's some hard, hot weather. That 100-degree weather, the crosscut saw cutting down them trees and cutting them up. That's hard work.
Yeah, I would say so. I never knew you had worked in a sawmill before. I knew the farms and auto specialties and the taxidermy. I never knew about the sawmills.
Yeah, when you get 90 years old, you worked a lot of jobs. And some hard ones. I remember working at Michigan fruit canneries, and the sugar would come in there on the flats, 100 pounds of sugar. That was all I wanted to do, carry one of them 100-pound sacks over here, carry it over and put it in this paddle over here. It was hard work.
Now, where was that? Where was the fruit canner?
Oh, that's probably, I don't know, maybe 20, I don't know.
And where at? In South Haven?
Harbor.
Oh, Benton Harbor.
I can't imagine carrying a 100-pound bag of sugar.
Do what?
I cannot imagine carrying a 100-pound bag of sugar. I go to pick up a 50-pound bag of dog food, and
Yeah.
so at least, you know, squishy enough I can toss it on my shoulder. But no wonder you've got a bad back.
No wonder he's got a sweet tooth. Probably a lot of that sugar came out of those sacks.
My dad made a lot of money on trapping and hunting at night. He had some hunting dogs, and get a headlight, and away they go. And we'd usually take an old gunny sack and throw 2 or 3 possums or something, and throw it across the shoulder, and away you go. If you feel that old possum crawling up your back. But that was a lot of fun.
Now, did your mom hunt too, or no?
Huh?
Did your mom hunt? Did your mother hunt?
No.
No?
No, she cooked and canned fruit. Did you ever see that cellar where she used to keep her fruit?
I was really little when we went in there one time. I don't really remember it. Not really.
One time, Calvin was at a place outside the house that he'd skate, and he went out there next morning and hit his skating rink, cut his feet all shit on the ice where it was sleet, you know, and that sleet would freeze to that ice, cut his feet.
Who did that?
Calvin.
Calvin? I remember you telling me how he used to like to scare you with the snakes.
What, the lengths?
That Calvin used to like to scare you with them.
Yeah. I was dragging one behind me, and Calvin was walking ahead of me. Now, right there right in his neck. There's people raising chickens for the eggs,
Uh-huh.
and they take those white doorknobs they used to, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
You ever see them white doorknobs that 100 years old, I guess, but anyway, a snake would, he'd think that was an egg, and he'd swallow it, and they'd kill him. Because what they do, snake would wrap himself around the tree and crush it. And the doorknob didn't crush.
Oh. So they'd feed it the doorknob so that when it went to crush it, it would kill itself.
Probably threw it away.
Yeah,
Maybe it saved it for another snake.
maybe.
Them old rock snakes get about 6 feet long.
I remember somewhere the picture of you on the riding lawnmower going around the pond and having Carla walk behind you with the shotgun so that when the snakes had come up, she could blow them away. And I remember sitting out there watching because people driving by on the road would see you out there on the lawnmower and this young girl behind you with a shotgun thinking she was making you work.
That's what it would look like, yeah.
I wonder how big them fish are that's in that pond.
I don't know.
May not be, I don't know.
That giant turtle that used to come through, that giant snapping turtle that used to come through the yard, haven't seen him in a couple of years. He was bigger than a car tire. Out there at Mom and Dad's house, yeah. He was huge.
He went out to the pond over.
When I remember when we were kids and we'd gotten ducks and Mom finally thought they were big enough to be safe in the pond and put them in the pond, and the snapping turtle grabbed it by its leg, pulled it down.
Under.
He didn't come up.
Nope.
He held him down till he drowned it, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. Mowing the last, well, I didn't mow out there this year, but the last couple of years, I never saw any life over there.
over by the pond.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't looking
Well,
specific.
I think that pond is full of a lot of muck too. I think it's filled up with.
Do what?
I think the pond is full of a lot of muck now.